Yeah, yeah, we're going to get into the stream very soon. It doesn't matter if we start a little bit early. We were meant to be starting at 6 p.m. UK time, but the servers were down, so and I had to do a update of the game. It's that new patch today, so yeah, I expected that anyway. I just forgot about it, but I'll get into the game in a minute. So I'll just get over there. I'll just switch screen scenes and I'll get into the game. It's here. Right, so I'll log in. Hope everyone's okay. And if you're watching, welcome to the stream, to the live stream. Please support my channel by following me and just watching a few of my videos in general. It all helps. So what we're going to do today is carry on with my new character Zigzag. Now, where I got this name Zigzag from? Zigzag was first created in a world in a galaxy far, far away, which was actually back in the days of Star Wars Galaxies. For anyone who remembers that game, that's where I first had the name Zigzag, and he was one of those lizard race. As for the name of the lizard race, I'm not quite sure, but yeah, that's where the name Zigzag comes from anyway. So yeah, let's just get back into the game and carry on from where we left off. It should be at that first story quest as we come out of that vault.
You there. The Ivory Brigade has need of you.
Yeah, it's that story quest. But I'm just going to claim these 150 gram lethal poison. They'll help as I'm fighting. I'll drag that over to slot here. While you have poison equipped, your light attacks, heavy attacks and weapon abilities have a chance to consume a unit of poison and apply its effect. Weapon attachments are suppressed while a poison is equipped and will not apply their effect. Ah, right, okay. I did. Anyway. So, well, that's equipped. The attachment won't be effective. Yes. I'm not sure how it runs. But anyway. So, yeah, this is where we left off, and we'll go to this guy here.
You look like you've got your wits about you. Care to make a bit of extra gold working for Leowin's Ivory Brigade? I've been asked by my captain to find someone who can handle themselves. We need help with a delicate situation.
Alright. Need help. I better go and help him then. What's the situation?
Deadly secrets. Assassins. Murder. Now apparently a counselor has gone missing. Between the war, bandits, and cultists, the Ivory Brigade is like the Nord that tries to plug a leaking cask of mead, only to realize he doesn't have enough fingers.
What do you need me to do?
Talk to my commander, Captain Rian Lior. You can find him just outside the city gates, trying to appease some of the nobles. Tell him I sent you, and he'll put you right to work, I'm sure.
I'll speak to Captain Rian Leo. Is that right? Did I? Did I say that right, Marie? Anyway, I'll speak to it. I've got to go this way, as indicated on the map there. Up it says talk to Captain Leon. It's pointing below, so that's just below where. So, convert that. Talk this way, and then I can go down. I hope this stream is looking good and holding up for everyone to see, okay? Double dodge, do you? Now there's a quest just down here as well somewhere, which I won't get. I'm going to get that water skin because I've got a lot of stuff in the inventory already and I need to get rid of some of this stuff. Now, PC, that one. Still got that experience for 32 minutes. So, don't need to use that other one yet. What I will do is go and pick this quest up as well. That ward.
Oh, hello. Can you come over here and help me?
Yes.
You look like a hardy soul, unconcerned with the prospect of death by trick, trap, or misadventure. How do you feel about helping a defenseless scholar from Gideon unearth a little history from Undertow Cavern? Oh, and can you swim?
Yeah, I guess. Tell me what you need.
Have you heard of Phaelivon the Magnificent? He was a famous Nibonese Minotaur hunter, but his final resting place was lost to time. After years of searching, I think I finally found the site of Phaelivon's mausoleum.
Don't think I've heard of them, sorry. Why do you need my help?
I hope to recover proof that this is Phaelivon's tomb. His armor, helm, and sword would do nicely. But I didn't get far before I found the cavern overrun with goblins and minotaurs, and parts of it are flooded. I'll pay you well to help me.
I'll help you search the caverns.
No one in Leowyn realizes that Undertow Cavern is the final resting place of a great hero. Let me secure my belongings and I'll meet you inside. Time to grab the bull by the horns and wade right in.
Right. Why do you think this is where Phaelivon is buried?
I found accounts of Phaelivon's burial in a shining mausoleum on a hill outside Leowyn. He was laid to rest with his arms and armor, relics of his many victories. This is the place, but goblins infest the caverns, and minotaurs too.
I'm curious about these relics, but...
You would be, I suppose. Well, Phaelivon the Magnificent had a golden helm. He wore armor of impervious mail, and he wielded a sword of exceptional sharpness.
Tell me about Phaelivon's armor.
The stories say that Phaelivon had the most beautiful mail, impervious to sword, arrow, and spear. We don't know much about armor of his era, but he was known as the Magnificent. I can only surmise his armor was quite splendid.
You said Phaelivon had a really sharp sword.
Phaelivon's sword was so sharp, it was said to be able to cut the air itself. No, that isn't right. I suppose any sword will cut air. Ah, that's it. This one could cut through armor like air. That's what I was told.
That's pretty sharp, I would guess. What can you tell me about Phaelivon's helm?
As I understand it, the helm was a gift from the Lord of Leowyn in gratitude for Phaelivon's many heroic deeds in Blackwood. The stories say it was fashioned in the shape of a roaring dragon's face.
Is it possible the details have been exaggerated over time?
Well, it has been many hundreds of years. I suppose Phaelovan's arms and armor might not be much to look at now, but in any condition they would be of immense historical value. I simply know it.
You mentioned goblins and minotaurs.
I suppose goblins aren't much of a surprise. They infest many caves in this region, although I had hoped I wouldn't run into any. The minotaurs I didn't expect. None have been seen so close to Leowin in centuries.
So where did these minotaurs come?
That's the very question I was wondering about. Wherever they came from, these minotaurs seem very hostile. Enraged, even. I've heard all kinds of fighting inside. I think they're angry at the goblins. Do minotaurs and goblins get along?
Probably in a truce, I don't know. I don't see any shining mausoleum here.
That's because it was swallowed by the earth. One night, 700 years ago, people living nearby heard a terrible sound. When they came to look in the morning, they found that the whole mausoleum had fallen into the caves underneath the hill.
Why did the Nibbons build the mausoleum?
Because the caves beneath this hill were the site of Phaelovan's last and greatest battle. The mausoleum was a monument to his victory, as well as his tomb. Until Undertow Cavern swallowed it up anyway.
Okay, goodbye. So, I'm just going to look at this book. I'm not going to read it. I'll just look at it, and if anyone wants to read it, you can stop the video and read it. Won't go in this. I won't go in this. Do this quest yet. Go and start that other one. So if I put the map up, I can talk to that Captain Dag. Well, not to say this is part 3 of the series, what I'm doing on my Templar. So I don't know how long I got on. It'll take, well,
You have my word.
take ages, I
The
suppose,
counselor is in
but
Leowin or the surrounding countryside.
I'm going
The
to do
Ivory
it
Brigade
every
will
other
find
day, I'm guessing.
Not now, citizen. Can't you see I have my hands full at the moment? I'm sure a guard or one of my brigadines can assist you.
I've heard you were looking for some help. Brigadier Antonius sent me.
Why didn't you say so? Leowin's problems are legion, and now the Wood Elf Archer's predictions seem to be coming true. Damn these old Imperial secrets. Counselor Jirik has disappeared, and the Ivory Brigade is already spread too thin for my liking.
Tell me more about this Wood Elf Archer and the Imperial secret.
The Wood Elf, Everly Sharparrow. She brought news that the Dark Brotherhood was targeting members of the Elder Council, all because of some secret of the Longhouse Emperors. We took her warning seriously, but Jirik refused Brigadine protection.
You think the Dark Brotherhood harmed their Councillor Jirik?
With that guild of assassins, I'm not sure what to think. But Jirik is missing, and I don't have enough Brigadines at the ready to conduct a proper search. You look capable. So, care to earn some gold and help us determine the Councilor's fate?
Yeah, I'll go help. I'll find this Councillor Jirik.
Here, let me update your map. These are places Jirik visits during her daily routine. If something befell her, it happened somewhere along this path. Meanwhile, I have Everly Sharparrow checking locations in the city. She was very eager to help.
Can you tell me, what else can you tell me about Councillor Jurek?
Councillor Jurek was a member of the Imperial Elder Council, back when we still had an empire. Now her title is mostly ceremonial, but she continues to assist the legates by serving as an intermediary with the local nobility.
Legates?
Since the collapse of the Empire and the dissolution of the Elder Council, Leowyn has become an independent city-state. Countess Caro sits on the throne, but the Chamber of Legates governs the city.
You have a countess, but the legates are God.
I suppose the Countess is technically the highest authority in Leowyn, but she leaves the administration of the city to the Chamber of Legates. Leviticus, another former council elder, leads this august body, along with Tebeziko and Amhalu.
Tell me about this. Tell me about the locations you've marked on my map.
Councillor Jurek is a creature of habit. Her daily routine is to stroll along the river and stop to read near a cave across the way. While Everly Sharparrow examines spots the councillor frequents in the city, you should check these locations.
Tell me more about the situation here, Leowyn.
On paper, Countess Caro rules Leowyn, but in practice, the Chamber of Legates governs the city. Legates Tebeziko and Amhalu, and Councillor Leviticus. They handle day-to-day tasks. Me? I'm commander of the Ivory Brigade, Leowyn's militia.
You mentioned your soldiers were stretched too thin.
Indeed. Since the fall of the Empire, the Ivory Brigade had to redouble its efforts to replace the Imperial legions. We maintain active defenses in the north to keep the ongoing war at bay, but we have our hands full with refugees, bandits, and such.
There were more?
The Three Banners War. Let the alliances fight over the Ruby Throne as long as they leave us in peace. I just wish I had more soldiers to spare for this new threat that Everly Sharparrow brought to our attention.
Who's Everly Sharparrow?
Everly Sharparrow is an adventurer from Valenwood, though I get the sense she's relatively new at the job. She recently arrived with news of a threat against the former members of the Imperial Elder Council. I was skeptical at first, but now...
Tell me more about the threat. What did Everly say?
She told us that the late Emperor Leovic's steward was murdered by the Dark Brotherhood. Apparently, it pertains to some secret of the Longhouse Emperors, but those details she discussed with Councillor Leviticus.
And how did the other members of the Elder Council fit in?
Everly found a number of documents pertaining to this secret. One of these contained a list of names. The steward and some of the councillors. She assumed that since the steward had already been killed, the rest of the list might be next.
Okay, I guess we're on with this. Goodbye. Right, so we're got to find this councillor. Just see what. Out of date adult, yeah, I'm not bothered about that. Of course, I'm not using adult. You have 300 messages. Oh yeah, I know what that. That's raw material. Take that. Delete it. So, yes, we will go and see two spots somewhere. And we'll go here first and open this way from.
Captain, are you really trusting the fate of Councillor?
Hiya, how are you? You keeping okay? I'm just doing a new run through of Elder Scrolls. There's been a new update out today. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I haven't got the new update, but I will get it. Ah, very good, very good. How's the internet now? Is it any better? Where is my... I don't-
A fascinating application of the technique.
Yeah, that's a lot. Wish I had that. I'm jealous now, mate. You'll be able to do a lot more with that, you will. How's my stream looking? Is it okay? Is it running okay? Well, I'll go and do that. Well, hang on a minute. No, I'll go and do this quest first. Yeah, but it is, yeah. Oh yeah, I'll go and do this quest in that cave and get that one. You just uh, oh, housing, outfit style. I don't think that one. Oh, I'm not sure is it that one. Cheers. If can use that Jubilee kicker, it gives me any more XP. That's this Jubilee cake's from the other character. Whether it gives me any more XP, I don't know. I'll have to have a look. Yeah, it doesn't. No, so I can't use that. So that's that. Do I have a mount? Let me see if I've got a mount. I've got a few mounts.
Too much to do in too little time.
I'll go with. I'll go with a feline. I'll go with White Lion. Set active. Okay. Where's that stable guy? Here. Or a stable guy around here somewhere. Mind you, I won't have to put him on. We're going along here to do this quest. Oops. So, have you got your computer all set up and ready then? Or a recipe? You know what I didn't do, don't you? I didn't sell any of my stuff, so I'm going to have to go back and get rid of some stuff. All right. Oh, okay. Let's just go right way. Go this way. Yeah.
There's a full skin of water waiting for me.
I'll just go and sell my stuff, so I've got some space in my bag. Oh, no. Haven't rezzed in some of them, had it? I'll drop them out.
Hungry, eh? Well, look no farther.
Let me just sell all this junk. I'll repair all. So, won't bear out. They won't bear out for these. I don't know why I picked them up. I suppose if you're okay, I suppose if you refine them, you get a little bit of something. So, I got rid of most of the stuff now. What's in there? Oh, 2 rings, that's good. Oh, but I'll take them though. Yeah, I love them. Let me help it. Now I'll go and do that quest. Let's, did we get food? I didn't get much. You know, I didn't pick them up. Yeah, pick them up now. That's a recipe. So, that other thing was an ingredients. So, okay, time to go in here. Yeah, I haven't got the new add-on yet, but I'll probably get it sometime. I always do get a bit of time. Gather Balaam's relics. Well, that's what I'm going to gather. Go there, go there. Balaam go around. Only there, there.
Just the sort of place goblins love. Darksome, dank, and foul.
There's another backpack. No, go that way. Let's go this way. You know what I forgot, don't you? I got my ally. Look around, I have got that merchant card. Could you use that? Could I? Why did I do that quest when I've already got it? Didn't know that. You must complete. I did complete that. Oh, what? No, I've got to do that. I haven't got that one. It was this one I did. I thought it opened when I did it on my main character, that's all. I thought they both opened, but obviously not.
Alright, so how much trouble are you in? Hope we find something
not
interesting
yet.
today.
Customize you. What have you got? Oh, you're a healer, aren't you? Right. That's what I had there on the other character. You're actually a healer. Belief she's a healer. Anyway, you're a healer. Yeah. Oh. Right. Welcome back. Both died? Yep, both died. Nope, we're not right. There's a mini boss or something.
Coming for us.
I should have gone. So, there's that Valeron with Valeron's sword. Hard to say.
I can just picture this sword cleaving savage minotaurs. A pity it's dull beyond use now.
Yeah. Oh. So when did you get there? So now go up this way and yeah. Yeah, we'll go this way. All right, right. I downloaded GTA and I just need to sort out 5M. I don't know whether I'm too bothered about it, to be honest. I will play it again. Oh yeah, we'll be up to where we need to be. Another one of these kind of mini bosses.
Would it kill them to run away? Well, no, I guess it wouldn't. Maybe they should try that.
This is his armor.
His armor shone by the light of moons or sun. It's just too bad minotaurs are enraged by shiny objects.
Yeah. Well, I thought. Oh, this is good. Oh, so now. Oh, this one. I'll go this way. Yeah, this one. Down here a bit and right. And it's through here. Early at it. This Templar is, I reckon it's one of the best classes in this game, because like I said, it deals a lot of damage.
Imagine how many times this helm saved the heroic Phalavon's head. Except that last time, obviously.
It deals a good amount of damage, and plus it heals you as it's doing it as well. So. So, where do I have to go now? Oh, I have to go back there. Oh, I've got to talk to this girl.
The armor, helm, and sword are all badly damaged. Skeptics might say these could have belonged to anybody. We need to find Phalavon's Horn of Magnificence to settle the question for good. But where is the horn? Why isn't it here?
You didn't say anything about a horn before.
Phalavon's Horn of Magnificence was his greatest treasure. My grandmother told me he made it from the horn of a Minotaur lord. It had a brass cap inscribed with an intricate design. When Phalavon blew it, echoes rang from the hills for 7 days.
Your grandmother told you about Phalavon. I thought you were a scholar.
I am. Mostly. But yes, I have a personal stake in this. Phalavon is a distant ancestor. I grew up on stories of his battles, his magic horn. Oh, could this be about the horn?
What about the horn?
Grandmother told me the horn's note drove Minotaurs mad with fear and rage. But sometimes the horn called Minotaurs to battle even when no one sounded it. Maybe the Minotaurs are here because of the Horn of Magnificence.
Are you sure your grandmother wasn't just making up a story?
Oh, I wondered about that too. House Vero mostly died out long ago, but they were certainly real enough. We can trace a relationship to Phalavon's line on my mother's side. There is truth to my grandmother's tales. I'm certain of it.
Yeah, right. Does anyone else believe your grandmother's stories?
No. No one outside my family remembers Phalavon. Almost all of the histories that recorded his deeds have been lost. Even his mausoleum vanished. But now I'm close to the proof that Phalavon really existed and was a great hero.
Okay. Okay then. We'll go and sort it out. Oh, we have to go along here now. So, yeah, this way. The hell? Thought there was more to this quest. There's one of them bigger guys. What?
Did you hear that? Phalavon's horn!
Yeah, I heard it. That's scary, isn't it? I will go this way. Go. You know, if I pick these up, Sean, that archer girl, that dark elf should get mad at me.
If you're going to kill bugs, at least kill fetcher flies.
See, you don't like it if you take them bugs.
I probably shouldn't be proud of that.
I'm sure I heard the horn in this chamber. But who sounded it?
Ooh, you over me.
Quick! Drink a magic potion!
Yeah, I got it. I was dead, mate. So, we have to go this way, plus that's ended quest, I believe. So we have to get under the water. Yep. You know, I've cooked wrong way, haven't I? Well, I haven't cooked wrong way, but I should have spoke to her first, I reckon. So I'm gonna have to go back in there. Thing. You know why I clicked that? Because it was selected for other quests. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go all the way back there now. That serves me right. Oh well, what you get for rushing ahead, I suppose. I should have got that on, and I didn't. So I'm going to go all the way back through this cave just to get the on. And then I think I've got to talk to her. Should have had it. I should have had this quest selected, and did not. Or I did it. I'll go right down this. Why did you do it? I mean, I gained another level. Not out. So press F. And Medic. But I've got one. Oh, can I use this? Whoa. There you go, so- Okay, go on, fight. So, right, this one.
Off with you, Swiss!
This way. Yep. And there's a whatchamadoodle here. Shiny thing. I think it's in this area.
I never used to fight this much until I met you.
There is a shiny thing. This good job we came back anyway. Just to get that. There they go. Ooh. Yeah, well, I want to go this way anyway. So I've got to get that on. Which is this way. Yo! Make sure I don't leave it this time. I believe it's up there. I think she wants it all.
Balavon's horn! Just as the stories described it. Did this goblin sound the note we heard?
I don't know. Now we can exit.
It looks like we can get out through here, if you don't mind getting a little wet.
Yeah. Now, we just gotta talk to her and we will have finally completed that quest after having to go back in again. It's what my fault because I never highlighted the quest and forgot what we were supposed to do.
Finally, proof of Phalavon's legend. I'll be the talk of Gideon once I bring these trophies home. And yet, I wonder, did the goblins here cause their own troubles by meddling with Phalavon's horn? Or is it dangerous to just keep around?
What are you going to do with the relics we've recovered?
I want to take them back to Gideon and prove, once and for all, that my family's story is true. Fame, fortune, festivities await. But if these relics, especially the Horn of Magnificence, are dangerous, perhaps I shouldn't bring them home.
Yeah, I thought of that. As long as you don't blow the horn, which I think you will anyway, you should be fine. Gideon is not that far. Destroy the Horn of Magnificence, it's enough that you know the truth. Yeah, I think that's what I'll go for.
You're right, of course. I will destroy the horn before its curse brings about a real tragedy. Patience, prudence, perspicacity. That's what I should learn from Phalavon. He pushed his luck once too often.
Wise choice.
We may be bruised, battered, and wet, but we are successful. Even without Phalavon's Horn of Magnificence, the other relics have a great story to tell. Thank you. Oh, I shouldn't forget your pay. Come visit me and Gideon sometime.
Oh well.
I hope to see you again sometime. Although I must confess, now that I've finally found evidence supporting the legend of Phalavon, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do next.
Find a new mystery to unravel. Make sure to destroy the horn. I mean, why can't I just destroy the horn for her? Then I know she will have destroyed it.
I
It would have destroyed it.
Prudence is my watchword. Good luck with your future adventures. I've spent years chasing the ghost of a great hero. But it is an honor to have met one in person.
Okay, goodbye. Right, so, yeah, we've done that quest. On to the next, I guess. I think what I'll do now is I'll find that counsellor. See where she is. I believe she's dead already anyway, so. But I'll find her. I will just go and make a cup of tea and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. So I'll switch screens for that. So yeah, I'll be back in a couple of minutes anyway. Okay, I'm back. Well, we're carrying on with Elder Scrolls, part 3 it is, so let's get back to it. Next Saturday, I won't be doing a stream on Twitch. I'll be doing a stream on YouTube because the stream I'm doing is for Second Life, as they're doing a Relay for Life event, and Twitch don't allow people to stream Second Life because it's in the banned games category. So I'll be streaming it live on YouTube for the Relay for Life event. That's if my internet holds up and that lot. Of course, I haven't got the fastest internet, but I'll have to see if it holds up, and that's going on for 24 hours. I would like to actually stream for 24 hours, but we'll have to see how many hours I can do. Anyway, let's get back on with the Elder Scrolls. So, we're going to do this a deadly secret quest where we've got to find this Councillor Jory. I know where she is. She's over. I believe she's over here somewhere. Or just over here. Anyway, she's dead over somewhere over here, or just over that other way. But you gotta follow the clues you have. There's a TV. Right, I'm not going to read the letter. I will leave it on the screen for a few seconds for people to stop and read themselves when I upload the video to YouTube, or they can see it later on the so hopefully that will give everyone time to read it. I read waters.
Can never have enough of that.
So we go into find the cave now. So we've got to go to a cave. Looking at over to chat more now, so I can. Because some of them were on yesterday and I missed the chat, so I do apologise. Yeah, that counsellor, when we come back, she's lying here dead, so. Cave of Brick. Oh, there's a question. I will go get it. go. Pirate's Gift by Captain Volders. Treasure. Volders? Anyway. The main quest is this cave here. And we have this one. Oh, that's the companion. That one. The other companion. So we will go over here and do this quest first. Wood. Get this wood. Says we've got 5 credits. Just at this camp here. Hold up. You with it? Bottle. A backpack. Ingredient.
Smoke, ash, and fire. Just like home.
I've read the treasures. Ah, yeah, I know what. It's, I believe it's in this 40 or ruined one. It's near a tree. So we can get over it. I think it's that tree over there. No? This tree, is it? Oh, it is. It's this tree. Yep. Done that quest, you see. All gotten gold waits beneath the piles of loose dirt. And it's a base. So that's that little easy quest done. let's go and oh, we'll go and get this shiny thing up here. Anyway, put the ball on it. Shiny thing. Right, well, we will go now and go now and we will finish this quest off. This main quest. Oh, I couldn't get out of it. What have I got? Couldn't get this. Back to the main quest. Oh, the what there?
Maybe I should have joined the buoyant homages.
Yeah, maybe. Now, there it is.
Counselor Jurek? Oh, pardon me. You're not the counselor.
Talk to her. See what's in this.
Apologies. I heard you stumbling about and thought it might be Counselor Jirik.
Who are you?
Oh, no one important, I assure you. I'm simply one of the Counselor's aides. I help her with paperwork mostly. Run errands, that sort of thing.
The rain trying sent me to find Counselor. He thinks she might be in danger.
She initially refused the captain's offer, but she received a letter that made her uneasy. Last I saw, she was headed back to the city by way of the Eastern Gate. But she never returned to her manor, so I came to look for her. Please, find her.
Okay, I will. So, I've got to go find this counsellor for this girl. Oh, do now. I know where exactly to go on this quest. Think of might done Blackwood twice now. Well, nearly twice. Don't think this it. I went on to the other thing. That one on another server on
Anyone, help me!
this council.
I refused to believe, but Farrell, Leviticus, they were right.
What happened to you, Counselor?
I was attacked. An assassin. You must warn the others, the counselors. Leofic's secret, it will be the death of us all!
You're don't die. And she died. She died.
Counselor Jirik! Damn, we're too late!
We have to. Oh, that's that. Evelyn, Sharp Arrow. Oh,
Damn it, I'm too late. Poor Counselor Jirik. She didn't deserve to die like that. At least I don't think she did. Did you see what happened? Who attacked her?
I have no clue. I didn't see who attacked her, but there's a note beside her body.
The mark of the Dark Brotherhood. Just like with Farrell Lupus. Sorry. I'm working for Counselor Leviticus, the head of the Chamber of Legates. I came to Leowyn to warn him after I stumbled across some secret concerning the Longhouse Emperors.
I'm working for Captain Ryan Leaholt. Oh, forget that. He sent me to find the counsellor. What's that about a secret?
It relates to something called the Four Ambitions of Mehrunes Dagon. I think they're Daedric weapons, but I'm still puzzling that out. I was working for Farrell Lupus before he was murdered. Found a strange tome with Daedric markings at his behest.
I found a letter to Councillor Jurek from Farrell Lupus. It warned her she was in danger.
Yeah, that's what brought me here. I found a list of names. Farrell Lupus and members of the Elder Council. It said they all knew something about this secret. Since Farrell was murdered, I figured the others were in danger too. Looks like I was right.
Yeah. Who are the other councillors?
Let me have your map. I'll mark where Councillors Valeria and Sophis were last seen. Go warn them, convince them to take precautions. Then meet me at Councillor Jirik's manor in the city. Maybe we can find something to shed more light on this secret.
Hey.
I'll get the city guards to come and gather the Councillor's body. She shouldn't just be left out here. Then I'll head to Councillor Jirik's manor. When you're done checking on Councillor Valeria and Councillor Sophis, meet me there.
Yeah, I will do. Walk me through what you know so far about the threat against councillors.
Like I said, it all started when I found that strange tome for Farrell Lupus, and Emperor Leovic's journal. It was in code, but I got it translated. Sent me to a few hidden Imperial caches where I learned that the Longhouse Emperors had a secret.
Right, the secret concerning 4 ambitions of... yeah, whatever.
Right, but it turned out I wasn't the only one trying to learn more about the ambitions. A group of cracked acorns called the Order of the Waking Flame. Fanatic Mehrunes Dagon cultists. Had to put arrows in more than one of those bastards.
Yeah, Mehrunes Dagon, that won't work. So, why is the Dark Brotherhood murdering the councillors?
I guess someone hired them to eliminate everyone who knows about the secret. The question is, who? And I was told by a more or less friendly Dremora named Lyrinth that the fate of our world was at stake. So of course I want to figure this all out.
Oh, right. Okay. Tell me more about the strange book you found.
So Farrell Lupus hired me to retrieve a book from a retreat once used by the Longhouse Emperors. He never told me what it was, and he died before I could ask. The book is weird. It has weird pages and weird markings, and I can't read a word of it.
You never learned anything else about it?
Not much. Farrell's partner said he planned to use it to make things right, but she didn't know how. And it's Daedric, I think. I will say, carrying it, it's kind of a burden. And I've been having strange dreams. But I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, goodbye then. Now, we've got to find these other councillors now and warn them. So, one's down here. And this other one is up here. I believe that's at that cabin we came past at first. Oh, well, go there. Have a check. Right, yeah, I think she's at this cabin. He, she, I don't know.
We weren't expecting visitors. Are you here to see the counselor?
So before I talk to them, just let me check this. let's talk to her now.
Are you here to speak with Counselor Sophis? I'm afraid my husband has taken our dog for a walk. Is there something I could help you with, perhaps?
He may be in danger. I need to find him.
Danger? What are you talking about? Does this have something to do with that letter? And who are you, by the way?
Captain Ryan, to check the account. Check Counselor's office.
Captain Rianne? I
Yeah,
see.
that's it.
Well, if the Ivory Brigade sent you, my husband likes to walk our dog Chero along the tree line. Go on and find him. I'll wait here in case he returns.
You mentioned the letter.
My husband, Valen, received a letter from an old friend this morning. Pharaoh Lupus, Emperor Leovic's steward. I could see that whatever was in that letter upset him, but he didn't want to discuss it, and I didn't push him. Now please, go find him.
I will. Bye. Right. Do this way. Yes, this way. So I'll go this way and find Counselor, which is also. And a letter. Yeah.
What's taking you so long? They should...
Valen! No!
Is that
Oh, Valen! Oh, my love!
oh, it's not bad.
Oh, Valen! Oh, my love! What happened? I thought Captain Rianne sent you to protect my husband!
I was too late. He was already dead when I found him.
You know, Valen acted strange after the letter from Pharaoh Lupus arrived. He didn't tell me what it said, and I never asked. Before he left today, he gave me a sealed scroll, said to give it to Counselor Leviticus if anything ever happened to him.
Yeah, right.
A scroll, sealed and bearing my husband's stamp. Take it. Give it to Counselor Leviticus. I hope it helps catch whoever murdered my husband. I'll summon the town guard. They'll help me with my husband.
Okay, bye. Right, so now I've got to warn this other counsellor. This came at been here before. Oh, man. Oh. And boy. Drives up Blackmore Riverbank. Coins. What's that? Oh, okay. Little cave. Let's go find that other counsellor now. I don't know why I'm right. It's walking just as fast as.
You know, the crust of Leyawiin.
Oh. Increase carrying. So I can do that every 20 hours, is it? So now if I open inventory up, instead of 65 items I can carry 66 items. So when you click on that plus sign on the stable vendor, if it's inventory, it goes up by 1. Same with stamina and same with speed. That costs 250 gold every 20 hours, I believe.
What is it?
Go to quick slots. Yeah. Series course, goal experience. I see. What that? What? Yeah. I'll drink that for later. I won't use that yet. Lost. Me just see if I got it now. Or an XP. So what I will do is go back into use a scroll. Now I've got some XP. A scroll to gain XP. I'm just going FK a few minutes. So yeah, I'm just going FK a few minutes and I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I just need to get a drink and my tablets. Won't be long. Okay, so I'm back. So now I'm going to carry on with this, finding that other counsellor, warning her. We've got 2 counsellors who've already been killed. Hopefully we can save this counsellor. Helps me for change scene. Oh no, I can go back. Okay. I'll go on my way to see that other counsellor. Collect that butterfly, she would have had to go up there if I did. She doesn't mind me collecting them big fly things. Like them firebugs or butterflies she's not happy with. Or is it a moth? Butterfly. There's another quest. What is this quest? Raid Dog's Day. Started Dog Day to me. As I say, I'm not reading all this lot. Anyone wants to read it after I upload the video to YouTube or it's left on, wait, you can stop the video and read it yourselves. So I've got to look in this pack, I guess. Ring. Modest engagement. No. No. By Terrell Ray Tree. I'm not even going to pronounce it or try to. I'll just go and find this person. I'm not good at pronouncing all these names on here. Just go and do the quest and find the person. No. Right. There are over here. Salesperson.
My employer says no loafing.
Well, yes, but not for consulting. Got to go over.
Too much to do and too little time.
Just pet the dog. It's harmless. Oh, Tertia, you idiot. No wonder he hasn't... Is there something you want? I'd like to be left alone right now.
I found this letter on a body in the world. They said to deliver this letter to you and the ring to you.
Body? Ring? Oh, Riemann on high, what's this about? Aloysius wrote this? And he's dead? This makes no sense. Howling chicken coops? It was just a mangy mutt.
I don't even think it was rabid, let alone... Oh no, Aloysius. You poor fool.
Is it?
He wasn't cursed. He was hallucinating. The toad that Argonian used to ease his pain must have been too strong for him. Aloysius convinced himself he was a werewolf, and he... This is the second worst proposal I've ever had.
Right. The second worst.
I was once kidnapped by a crazed Zulzan warlord and offered the heads of my neighbors as a dowry. I'd rather not talk about it. I've had more than a dozen failed engagements in my life. If anyone here is cursed, it's me. But it's not all bad news. Aloysius didn't run off and leave me like half the others. He even gave his life to protect me. I've never had anyone love me that much.
Oh.
Is it wrong that makes me happy? Take this, for delivering my betrothed's last wishes. It was kind of you.
Sorry about that, but thanks for that anyway. Thanks for the belt and the money.
I wonder if the Temple of Mara would marry us posthumously. It was his dying wish, after all. Maybe I should employ a priest of Arche for the ceremony, so he can pass on without regrets?
You want to marry your dead... Uta?
Well, why not? I've had absolutely no luck with the living, and it's what he wanted. I'd rather die a widow than an old maid.
Can't argue with that.
It's not like this is how I dreamed of getting married, but after being jilted so many times, I may as well marry a man who can't change his mind. You may not get it, but for your sake, I hope you never have to.
Marrying a man that can't change his mind. Now that's something like my girlfriend would do. It reminds me of that quest in here. I think it's that Khajiit woman or something. Not sure if she's Khajiit. Where she blackmails that guy into marrying her. That's kind of a funny quest, Harris. Ooh, Magica. There we go.
Fortune smiles on those who are generous.
Oh, shoulders. Yeah. All the magica helps. Every little helps, like Tesco says. You know, I'll go and join the Mages Guild and try to get them this way. Maybe this way. Just the Mages Guild.
Welcome. Are you here on Mages Guild business?
Mages Guild.
Yes, of course. We're lawkeepers across the face of Tamriel. Guild members seek out books, tomes, and ancient scrolls in their travels. Why don't you speak with me for a moment? Perhaps you'd like to join.
Hey, let's talk about the Mages Guild.
Always good to speak with another knowledge seeker. Guildmaster Vanus will be pleased.
Can you tell me about Majors?
We're book hunters of a sort. We seek out new information, capture it in our libraries, and make copies for distribution across Tamriel. The Guild doesn't care about battlefields or boundaries, just knowledge and the acquisition of new tomes.
What do I get in return?
We provide training in unique spells and abilities only available to members. And from time to time, projects crop up for those with an adventuresome spirit. You may end up working with the Guildmaster himself.
You mentioned the Guildmaster.
Vanus Galarian, one of the founding members of this august body, still holds the proud title of Guildmaster, overseeing every guild hall in Tamriel. He works with other ranking members, such as Tellinger, the Artificer, to ensure our future success.
You are not affiliated with the whatever.
We are neutral in the war between the three alliances. When we're on guild business, we kneel to no king or queen. That's why you'll see members of every race in our halls.
Okay, yeah, ready.
Excellent. You are now a student of the Mages Guild. Every book you find will now earn you reputation in the guild.
Yeah, very good. So, every book I read now will give me points. Points and prizes. So now to the fighters, wherever they are. They're over this way. So that's it. Fighters Guild over there. Yeah, I think this is fighters.
Next time I'm in the field, welcome to our hall. Are you familiar with the guild?
Guild?
The Fighters Guild. You should consider joining up. We have a new guildmaster and a new singular purpose. Why don't we talk for a moment?
Sounds good. Let's talk about the fighters.
Excellent. I know we'll all be drawing blades together soon enough. Now, what can I tell you?
You mentioned a singular purpose.
Right. Our new guildmaster is an Argonian, sees all colors. She has us all hunting down the Daedra and their damned anchors. You might have seen them. Enormous chains, plagues of Daedra boil out to lay waste to the countryside. Hard fights.
You're not part of the Dominion military. Yeah.
No. We only draw blades in service to the guild. We're technically neutral in the war between the three alliances. We love the Eagle Banner and Her Majesty, of course. But every race, every creed belongs under the guild hall's roof.
What do I get in return?
Ha! There's a good question. We train our members in special techniques, and the higher-ups are always looking for motivated members to help with special projects. You never know, you might be the next Yofnir.
What happened to the old guildmaster?
Guildmaster Yofnir passed away recently, very suddenly. I always thought he'd die with a blade in his hand, but he passed away in his sleep, called to Sovngarde by his ancestors. We all miss him, but Colors has proven to be a very able leader.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready to join.
Then let me be the first to officially welcome you as an associate of the Fighters Guild. Get out there and take the fight to the Daedra.
Yeah, I will. Okay, so now I've joined that guild as well. Well, you get a little bit of gold for doing them quests. They're easy quests to do. And if you press K on your keyboard, if you're playing PC, I don't know about Xbox or anything. And if you go to guild, you have these now. You've got Fighters Guild, where you got skills and passive abilities. You got the Mages Guild with your fighting abilities and your passive abilities here. So, yeah. And open light armor up. I won't pour any points in them at the moment. Yeah. No, but looks like someone's given me a buff. So, yay. That's the main quest for Blackwood. This is the companion contract quest. I'll go just do that main quest a bit longer. We have to think of it.
Did you come here for crafting certification?
Yeah, we have to go out of it. Plus, we've got to go and see that other counsellor. So. So, that other counsellor. Rock coffee. Rock. Over the bridge. Nice little there. Yeah. Law book discovered. So every time I discover a book now, it'll give me XP towards the Mages Guild. I believe that's how it works. So where's this other counsellor?
I have it on good authority that I'm in danger.
Of course, Counselor.
So she already knows she's in danger. Just go and check this book here. So now let's go and talk to her. But yeah, she knows she's in danger.
Step back and state your business. I have every reason to believe that my life is in danger. If you so much as make a threatening gesture, the Brigandine will dismember you. He has very strict orders on that regard.
Yeah. I'm working on for Captain Ryan. Anyway. I was sent to tell you the threat is real.
I was beginning to suspect as much. Very well. Tell me everything that you have learned. Leave nothing out. I want to hear it all.
The Dark Brotherhood has already murdered the two other counsellors.
Lupus. Emperor Leovik's old steward? And Jirig as well? Gods, they are targeting the Elder Council. Anything else? Tell me. The slightest detail could mean the difference between life and death.
Oh, we think it has something to do with Leviticus' secret called the Four Ambitions.
The ambitions? I heard that term once before, years ago. I must go to Tidewater Cave. I have a cache hidden there, and I need to check my records. Meanwhile, I suggest you find Jirik's files. She kept them in a hidden compartment in her nightstand.
Okay. Your records include information on Leviticus' secret.
Possibly. I oversaw the Imperial Treasury, so my records deal with expenditures and collections. I have documents going as far back as Emperor Morikar, possibly even Durkarach, and I know I saw that term someplace. I will see what I can find.
Did you know Castle Jerick?
Extremely well. We were rivals as well as colleagues on the Elder Council. It was that way between all of the counselors, I suppose.
Alright, well.
Her death is a tragedy, however. I will miss her.
Bye. Okay. Now, investigate Councillor Jerick's banner. Oh, got to go inside this. Yeah. Investigate the banner. But I will do that another day. I need to get off for now. I mean, I was meant to start this stream earlier, but it got delayed due to the downtime of the server and me downloading the update. So, yeah, I hope you'll follow me for the next part. And this is part 3. Part 4 will be on Wednesday. So I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching.